Hi everybody, it's Levy bringing you a dash of Eve. 3 years ago, I gave birth to my 6th child at the University Hospital in Colorado. It's an amazing place, and medically it's very advanced in so many areas. One of the areas of their expertise is audiology. From day one of my baby's life, the doctors strongly suspected that my son was hearing impaired. What? This must be a mistake. Maybe there's still fluid in his ears. They came back to retest him again and again. Same results, no hearing in his left ear. I said, the machine must be faulty. Please try it again. I have no hearing loss in my family's history and my husband doesn't either. This just can't be. I was just after birth. I was emotional. I was probably in denial of the situation. It took weeks. At 5 weeks old, my son, my baby, Shalom, was given an extensive 3-hour test in the hospital, during which he had to be asleep the entire time. Wasn't easy. And the results came back in black and white. My baby was profoundly deaf in one ear. I cried. I mourned. I was a wreck. I didn't understand what it meant for him and for us. I was just moping around. And then I got up. I found comfort in the name we had given him at his bris at 8 days old. We chose the name Shalom, which means peace, but it also means completion from the Hebrew word shalem, whole. I realized that this little boy was really complete in every way possible. This was how God created him. And I believe that God gives us everything we need to fulfill our unique missions and to succeed in life. Every human being has all the tools he or she needs to be the best person he or she can be. This boy was complete and perfect, just how he was, with one functioning ear. I'm so grateful for Shalom. We love him so much. I want to share an amazing experience that I had with you. Years ago, I suggested a shidduch, a match, for a neighbor in my apartment building in Jerusalem. The boy came from an outstanding family. He was a little older and he was really struggling to find his besheret, his destined one. You see, he had a small physical deformity that he was born with. He only had 3 fingers on one hand. And I never knew this. All the years that I was neighbors with his mother, I never even noticed it, but his mother also had that same deformity. Genetically, there was a good chance that this gene would be passed down to his future children. In all other ways, this guy was a catch. He was sensitive, good-looking, smart, sharp, and he was very artistic. Most importantly, he was such a mensch. Okay, so I went over to the home of the girl that I wanted to set him up with, and I wanted to discuss the shidduch possibility with the parents and the girl. I explained to them that this boy has sterling character traits. His commitment to Judaism is amazing. I told him about his family, I went on. And then I had to get the courage. I had no choice. I had to tell them about his fingers. It was a hard one. I was so afraid they would be mad at me, as if I had thought that there was something wrong with their daughter for even suggesting this match. I braced myself. I just was kind of waiting. I continued. There's one thing that I have to tell you. He's missing a few fingers. I waited for that look of shock, maybe the disappointment, maybe there would be an outburst. I didn't know what was going to happen. I just braced myself, but it didn't come. They noticed the fear in my eyes. The girl's mother said something to me that I will never forget as long as I live. She said, Eve, we all have areas in which we're lacking. Sometimes it's in our guf, our physical body, and sometimes it's in our neshama, our soul, the spiritual side of us. She said to me, I would much rather my future son-in-law be lacking something in his physical aspect rather than in his spiritual side. Sometimes we lose balance. We're such physical beings that we sometimes forget that the body is just a vessel to house something so much more precious, our neshama, our soul. If God wanted perfect beings, He wouldn't have created mankind. He could have just had the angels working this world. but God chose to create people who are imperfect. Our job in this world is to overcome our imperfections and to develop our connection with our Creator. In our world, we are naturally driven and attracted towards physical beauty and human perfection, but physical beauty can be just a distraction from that which is truly important, the inside, our character traits. God gave us free choice to make decisions in our life, to do what we want to do or what we feel like doing. Focusing on improving our character traits is our act of turning to God and saying, "You gave me a wonderful body. I choose to take it and to use it to become a better person." Thank you so much for joining me for A Dash of Eve.